Besides rock-cut caves, this hill has also preserved the remains of brick-built structures. The structural monastic complex lies to the east of the main stupa. The structures have been built of bricks, and the outer portion of this is made from the molded bricks. The chaitya is on an elevated portion. Brick built cells surround the chaitya. It has the apsidal end at the east, whereas the entrance is at the west. Molded bricks have been used at the base. The floor portion of the apse has been elevated. A rectangular stone pedestal with a cavity for the image is there inside the shrine. A hall at the front of the chaitya which has many stone pillars. The walls of this hall were provided with the pilasters. The front portion of this hall has a few post holes where wooden poles may have been attached. Along with the terrace on which the aforementioned chaitya stands, there are many cells. A covered drain once existed in front of these cells. Triangular niches, either rock cut or made in a bricks, are there in each cell, probably to keep lamps. The walls and even the floors may have once been plastered. Lot of antiquities including coins, terracotta seals, inscribed lamps and other antiquities were found in these cells. Another row of cells goes parallel to this row of cells in the north. The central chamber of this row of cells is a comparatively larger in size and has an outward projecting wall than the adjacent cells. It is assumed by excavators that this probably served as an entrance porch. A partly rock cut and partly brick built stupa is there near the center of this row of cells. The Pradakshina path is built of bricks. Traces of plaster can also be seen on the stupa. There is another row of cells towards the east side of Chaitya terrace. There are altogether 9 cells here. The row of cells to the south side of the Chaitya terrace has 20 cells. Apart from a drain which is in front of these cells, there are few flat stones in the form of trough which were possibly used for grinding mortar. Apart from these identifiable structures and plans, there are so many traces of retaining walls, foundations, of which only traces remain and thus cannot be satisfactorily labelled. The remains of ashes and a good amount of black soil tell us that probably mud construction existed along with these walls, which were used as temporary residences by pilgrims in the form of mud huts. Let us discuss the archaeological remains on the western hill. This hill is known by the name of Lingala Konda or Lingala Mitta or Kotilingam. This is due to the presence of numerous rock cut stupas which the locals call or know as a lingam along the ridges of the hill. On the east side of this hill, there is a group of 6 rock cut stupas. A big sized rock here has been given the form of stupa or chaitya, although the rock is too irregular that a solid core could not be obtained. A passage was also cut around these to form the Pradakshina path, but it is too broken and irregular. Although this is an incomplete excavation of a monolithic stupa, if it would have been finished, it may have looked like the stupa on the eastern hill after being encased with bricks. More than 200 rock cut stupas have been excavated on the slopes of this hill. Their state of preservation is really poor. A plain rock cut cave exists to the north of the west summit of the hill. A rock cut bench can be seen at the inner walls of this cave. Molded bricks form the base of these benches. A monolithic stupa with adhistan, under, hermica and the umbrella post is at the center of this cave. A brick built structural front veranda may have existed here, as can be noted from presence of brick walls. A rock cut stupa stands to the right of this cave. Two more rock cut stupas can be seen to its left. The west ridge has an excavation with a rock cut stup and a passage. A rock cut west facing cave is there, which has a vestibule. A stupa is at the center of this cave. At the front of this cave stands a huge monolithic stupa. It has been greatly damaged due to roots, natural faults and other factors. Bricks were also used to encase it wherever rock was missing. Another stupa of smaller dimension exists to the west of this earlier stupa. The important found during archaeological excavations include coins made of copper dated to the 7th century CE. A gold coin was also found inside the vihar, which belongs to the Gupta emperor Samudragupta. These and some other finds suggest the occupation of the site till the 9th century CE. Several terracotta seals, iron implements, lamps, terracotta votive stupas, shell bangles, brass rings, crystals, jars, terracotta umbrellas, stone relic caskets, stone image, iron torch, lamps and many other antiquities were found during the excavations of this site. The Buddhist monastic site of Sankaram occupies a significant place in the Buddhist architecture of Andhra Pradesh. It is among very few Buddhist monastic sites of Andhra Pradesh where we do get the remains of both structural and rock cut activities. Sankaram is probably only Buddhist site in South India where we find the remains of several rock cut stupas. These stupas provide an interesting evidence of preserving the relics of local Buddhist monks. Professor Gregory Chopin has coined the term of the cult of local monastic dead. Thus, the Buddhist monastic site of Sankaram provides an important evidence of the tradition of the cult of local monastic dead. After virtual journey to two important Buddhist monastic sites of coastal Andhra Pradesh, that is Salihundam and Sankaram, now we are going to have a virtual journey of less known important Buddhist monastic site at Kalingapattanam. Kalingapattanam is located in the Srikakulam district of Andhra Pradesh and near Vanshadhara river. This site was subject to excavations from 1977 to 1980 by the Archaeological Survey of India. A huge stupa built in bricks with a diameter of 26.5 meter was found during the excavation. This stupa has a wheel shaped base plan along with a pradikshana path which measures 3.5 meters wide. A doorway may have existed at its west side, which is supposed due to the existence of two post holes there. This stupa has its special significance in the development of Buddhist stupa architecture of South India in general and Andhra Pradesh in particular. The stupa has a concentric wheel shaped patterns like the Mahastupa at Nagarjunakonda. The findings of bowls, cups, carinated vases, dishes and sprinkles at the site tell us about the monastic and cultural life. Based on architectural style of the stupa, the site has been assigned to the date of approximately 1st to 2nd century before Common Era. Although there is no any substantial evidence either in the form of epigraphic sources or other archaeological findings, it seems that this stupa might have been constructed by the Mauryan king Ashoka after the name Kalingapattanam itself suggests that this was an important port town during the early historic time period. Although presently it is located in the state of Andhra Pradesh, but during the ancient times it seems to be on the border lines of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. Salihundam and Kalingapattanam sites are located in Srikakulam. Srikakulam is a district headquarters. This one can reach to these sites by the local buses or hiring private taxis. A stupa is at the center of this cave. At the front of this cave stands a huge monolithic stupa. Sankaram is located near Ankapalle railway station and it can be reached either from Ankapalle or Visakhapattanam by local bus services or hiring private vehicles. In this module, we have studied 3 important Buddhist sites located at Salihundam, Sankaram and Kalingapattanam in Andhra Pradesh. These sites are of immense significance because not only they have preserved archaeological and historical evidence which attests that Buddhism was flourished in this region during the early historic time period, but also are of important because of their architectural pattern and being associated with the sacred Buddhist landscape. Thank you.